Hey guys, Joshua Peterson Electric here in Loveland, Colorado today on an inspections report for a customer selling their home. Typically when people call up, we try to ask for the square footage and the year of the home, and then we kind of gives us an idea where they're at, how custom it was back then, and possibly what we're anticipating. So their inspections report came up with GFCI issues, which is Article 210.8 in the code book of the National Electric 2014. They actually talk about that anywhere like a mudroom or a wet bar, this is a prime example of even a laundry, and all of that in here is a mudroom and a laundry. So this receptacle within 6 foot to that sink, as well as this receptacle to the washer and that receptacle to the mud sink. And another example of a GFCI issue would be this sink right here being a wet bar going to this outlet, and this one over here serving the microwave to this outlet. This as well being around the corner to this sink. So right now this GFCI is going to end up tripping in here, and as we traced it, the power goes from here to there to there. Unfortunately, they had hired a handyman who did a lot of wrong things in this house. This house has a lot of extra outlets in the bathrooms, right down by when you're using the toilet or up above the shower. There's excessive amount of outlets that I have not seen in 3 bathrooms, mudrooms, laundry, a lot. Bottom line, though you have more outlets, you still have to GFCI them, and you got to make sure they're going to be protected. But yeah, from here, so we're going to put one in right here, and it'll trip that side going around. The other issue they had was that upstairs in the bathroom, they had 2 GFCIs put in series of themselves, plus with the GFCI in the breaker panel. So with 3 GFCIs in a row, anywhere she plugged in on the circuit, when that circuit was jumping through all the bathrooms from the 1970s, she was blowing that GFCI out in the garage as well. Or just one in random where they put it. So when you do get GFCIs put in, I know that most homeowners think they can do that, and I know handymen think they can do that. But the bottom line is that it says on your realtor's piece of paper that you have to have a licensed and insured electrical contractor. There is a reason why our knowledge is deeper than the handyman, and that's because we go through 6 to 7 years of apprenticeship program, as well as getting 3 licenses in order to start our own business, from our RW, a journeyman's, and our master's, as well as going to a 4-year trade school. And then every 3 years we're tested on that new knowledge that comes out with a brand new code book, so like 2014, so the next one will be in 17. But I just want to caution you to make sure that you're hiring the right person, because now they're spending a lot of time when we could have just come in and put GFCI labeled on all the outlets that existed, and then just implemented where the kitchen and the garage and the outside patio and the pergola and the RV and the pole light outside for the flagpole. We could have just implemented new GFCIs instead of traced through all of what he was doing. And one issue that we had was upstairs kitchen is tied to this laundry room outlet right here. We could not figure out why we couldn't reset it, and finally we found it down here, pushed that button, reset the upstairs kitchen. That's not good. If you're doing laundry load and you have 8 amps running down here, and upstairs you've got a leftover 12 amps, well, it's not supposed to be 80% of that circuit, so you really only have about 10 to 9 amps you should use. And then if you're using a toaster or a coffee, Vitamix or a crock pot, you may blow that circuit. And she says actually she's blown it quite often, so she knows she can't do her washer machine with the upstairs outlet. And in Article 2, I think it's 210.52 talks about your placement, and also 210.20 about where you're going to put your outlets and how much is on a circuit and what type of circuit. The issue that the next homeowner's going to have is they're not going to know that. They're not going to know that the washer's going to trip at the kitchen. So there's not much more we can do on that other than try to note that on the invoice and let them be aware of it, and that's it. Alright guys, thanks for joining us.